Today we're going to talk about Animator beginner mistake. So let's take a look at this video. Take a look at the foot over here. So we are looking at the foot sliding. From one pose to another, the foot are sliding across each other. So this is the beginner mistake we're going to talk about today. Let's continue to take a look and you will see the foot is sliding over here. Okay, even before it lift up and move to the next pose. Okay, it's sliding forward. And then take a look at this pose. Okay, from this foot to here is sliding forward. So how should we make this animation better? How do we prevent the foot sliding? Okay, like this pose to here is sliding back. This one is more obvious. From this pose to this pose. Okay, it's sliding all the way. Okay, how should it behave normally? Say this is your first footing. Second footing, maybe you land it over here. When a foot is sliding, it's because there's lack of key poses in between. So it will just go from one pose to another pose. Okay, by right, you should go lift up and down. Let's see how can we do that in our animation. Let's try something fun. I've downloaded a Godzilla rig in Agora. Okay, I'll use this to demonstrate how you should lift up and put down your leg. So before that, let's do a floor for this Godzilla because he's standing on the ground. We want to see whether his leg go through the ground. We have to create a floor for this setup. Okay, I'll be using Blender, so it will be the same as Maya. So just follow along. So for Blender, go to Object Mode to create a floor. Click Shift A to create a mesh and plane. Okay, so the plane is at the middle. Just need to make it bigger, scale it. Okay, and move them outward. Okay, now we have our floor. In order to prevent it from selecting, just click on the floor itself, the plane, and go to visibility and uncheck selectable. So now you cannot select the object, so we can select the leg easier. Alright, so let's get the first pose started. Get a better pose for this one. We'll click the mesh and unclick the selectable. Alright, now we can animate starting with the body. Okay, go back to the pose mode. Okay, and start doing your pose. Okay, for the hand, maybe we can make it to FK. So to make the hand FK, we just need to select the hand and press N for Norway. Okay, if you don't know, you just click this small arrow button, it will come up. Okay, once you select the hand controller, you can change the IK FK hand to 1. Same for the other hand. Okay, now when you move your body around, the hand will follow. Alright, so this is the first step. Then we will continue with our poses. Okay, so let's do something like this for now, for the first pose. So there are too many controllers over here. So for this tutorial, we only want to concentrate on the foot and maybe we only want the hip controller. Alright, the rest we can switch them off. So if you go to your data, over here, data, if you click it, you can see the face, torso, all this. You can switch off those that you don't need. Okay, once you're done, it should be more cleaner. Okay, to input a keyframe over here, we just need to hover our cursor to location and rotation. So press I for ice cream. Okay, so once it turns yellow color, that means it's keyframe. Okay, so this is our first pose. And for the second pose, maybe we go to 40. Okay, we do a step behind. Okay, so before that, just do a keyframe first. Same thing, go to the time slider now. You can press I and click all channel. It will help you to key, and then usually I will switch on auto key. Right, now we can move our leg back and rotate your hip slightly, move them back a bit. Okay, once you are done, you should have 2 key poses. Okay, make sure that all the controller have keyframe. Okay, so we can move from one pose to another. Okay, so when we play through the animation, it will look exactly like what I showed you just now. The student work is sliding back. So usually students like to give only 2 keyframes, okay, without the in between, so it will look like the foot is sliding. So how should you do your pose to pose for the foot so that it won't look like he's sliding? The first thing you need to do is to lift up the leg at the middle point, maybe at 20. Okay, you want to lift up your leg. Okay, bring up the whole feet. It will look something like this, pump. So rather than just lifting up, make sure you rotate your feet also. Okay, rotate them downward until it is nearly going through the ground. Okay, make sure you don't cut through the ground like this. Just lift them up a bit. So normally a foot will lift up like this, then it go down. So first step is to get this correct. Then we need to add in more in between. So from here to here, we want to lift up the leg slightly. Okay, if you want to go to side view, you just need to press this one, -X. You will zoom in a bit. Okay, so for this one, we will do a foot roll at the same spot. So instead of lifting up like this, okay, we can add in more details of this in between. So maybe at 6, okay, we will lift up our leg in the same position. Okay, if you go and back and forth like this, jump to the next keyframe. The shortcut is down arrow and up arrow. So when you go left and right, okay, make sure the position is about the same from here. Okay, this is your toe position. Okay, make sure this position stay on the same spot when lifting up the leg. Another way is to lift up using the foot controller. This foot controller, you can try to lift them up the other leg. So you use this one, you lift up like this. So the first one in details, we'll lift up our toe using our feet roll. Okay, maybe we'll push them a bit nearer. Then from here, you will lift that to go up. And once it go down, it shouldn't land like this. Okay, we will try to use that foot roll again. So around somewhere at 34. Okay, we can use this, the last keyframe. So maybe we'll right click, copy, and over here right click, place. Okay, we will land it over here, but then we will use this one to control it, to lift it up again. Okay, so it will look something like this. But now it's too fast. Okay, the timing is too fast. It's not very smooth. Okay, so we can play with the timing a bit. So maybe over here we can drag them back a bit more. It look more natural now. Okay, after that just play with your timing. So maybe here is too fast. Okay, we might want to delay this a bit. Right, so this is how we play with our timing. Okay, so this is how we lift up our leg and put it down. Look at your animation, look at your feet, especially those who are sliding. Look at your reference, how you're going to lift up your leg and how you're going to put it down. This is a beginner mistake and it's a very common mistake. So try your best to edit how you're going to lift up your leg and put it down. I'll just quickly animate the hip so that the weight look more realistic. Okay, right now the hip is not moving at all. Okay, so after adding the hip controller animation and the chest controller animation, you should have some weight, something like overlapping also, so the whole body look more natural. Okay, so this is a very short tutorial how to fix your leg sliding.